often notice with a narcissist, they could potentially start an argument within an empty room and accuse you of being the one that's always starting the argument within that empty room. Narcissistic people often start an argument right before you're about to do something important, or right before a special event, anything that's not about the narcissist getting the admiration and the attention and the validation that they believe they're entitled to. There's several ways that a narcissist will argue with you, and one of the first of these is when they deliver those personal attacks, when they belittle you, when they demean you, when they accuse you of things that you're not up to, accuse you of having intentions and motives that you do not have, and when they're looking to shift the focus onto you to get you to defend yourself to them, to get you to feel unworthy, to get you to feel like you've done something wrong. When it comes to this, it is crucial to remain composed and do not take their personal attacks personally, because that is what they need you to do so that they can remain in control over you. Shifting the blame is another way that a narcissist will argue. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions, for their behaviour, instead of acknowledging mistakes, they're going to redirect it onto you and claim if you hadn't, they wouldn't. Or when they simply turn around and say, I told you I didn't want to argue with you. Gaslighting is another manipulative tactic that narcissistic people use to distort the truth, to distort facts, to rewrite history to suit their agenda, to get you to question your memory, your perception of events, your judgment, your motives and your credibility. They gaslight you in order to keep reality how they want it to go. This is when it's difficult, but you have to stay in your truth and, if needed, find supportive people to actually validate the experience you've been through. Word salad is another one where they're looking to confuse you, to take you off the topic of conversation by bringing up lots of different topic of conversations. So you can just ask them a simple question such as, what are we going to do this evening? And they're going to turn around and say, do you have to bring this up now? I thought I'd already told you. We were going to look at that car, but then you said you were going to do this. And after all I've done for you, you're never there for me. So they completely change it from so many different things that you can stand there rather confused and bewildered by them. And it's usually because they have plans that they don't want you to know about, or they want to find a way to fall silent on you so that they can do what they want to do while completely ignoring you. Emotional manipulation, where they're going to look to guilt you, shame you, make you feel obligated in some way to doing something for them. So if you've arranged to go out with your friends and they know you're going out with your friends, because they feel abandoned, they're going to use that emotional manipulation, that emotional blackmail to guilt you into staying with them. Recognize the game and don't fall for it. Don't play into their hands. Triangulation is another one where they're going to bring a third person into the conversation, where they turn around and say, everybody else agrees, everybody else thinks. They're looking to create that competition. They're looking to get you to compare yourself to others, to not feel enough, to believe you're wrong in some way. This is when you have to recognize the triangulation game and recognize the bigger picture when you're dealing with someone who's not interested in anyone else's opinions unless it matches their own. They can mock you with noises to simply frustrate you, so they can tut at the things that you say, or they can walk off mid-conversation humming and singing away to themselves, and this can naturally cause that frustration where you go after them to have it out with them, and then they accuse you of the one that's overreacting, the one that's got a problem, the one that's going crazy, or they stand there, what's wrong with you? And then they find a way to fall silent on you. They go all out to provoke those feelings of anger and frustration within you so that they can blame the entire argument on you.